Use broad only targeting in your Facebook ad campaigns across your account, and you get better performance from your campaigns in the long run. And what specifically do I mean by broad targeting? Well, at the ad set level, we're talking about only selecting the location, the age, and the gender, and then completely ignoring the use of any interest groups. And even within that, the last two, age and gender, you might find in certain situations, not everyone, even if your product has a very defined age range or a very defined gender, by leaving them completely open and not tweaking them, you might actually outperform selecting it yourself. But not every case, you have to test that and find out over time. But certainly you want to be using broad over interests. And there's four main reasons for that, which we'll outline and then go into in more detail in a minute. So the first reason is that broad targeting is more stable and scalable in the long run. Second of all, broad targeting gives Facebook the best route and the cheapest route to finding your ideal ultimate end user for your ads. And the third thing is that Facebook is smarter than you. Facebook is smarter than your market research, the audience insights you can find. Facebook is Big Brother. They just have all this data on everyone. And then finally, the algorithm was actually designed to be used with broad targeting. Okay, so it's designed for that purpose, which brings us on to the algorithm first of all. Meta's main objective for Instagram and Facebook is to keep people on the platform, and of course to get them coming back time and time again. But the way they do that is by giving them a good user experience. So the algorithm has been specifically designed to give people a good user experience by showing them content that is relevant to them. So when you take your ads, the algorithm is not then going to show people ads that are irrelevant to them and give them a bad user experience because they're not going to stay in the platform. So you don't need to be selecting interests in order to show your ads to the relevant people, because the algorithm is already deciding, is this relevant to whoever I'm showing it to? And examples of that play out every day on your own feeds. If we look at my situation, I've never in my life seen an ad for anything related to football on Facebook or Instagram, because I have no interest in football. I never play football, I never buy anything to do football, I never look at football teams, I never watch football. So Facebook knows I am not in the market for buying anything on football. The biggest game in the world, there is statistically a non-existent chance that there's not been an advertiser for a football related brand that has used a broad targeting campaign in all the countries I've been in the world. So they're definitely using them, but Facebook is just deciding not to show me that because I'm not relevant. I wouldn't buy from the brand, but more importantly, it would give me a negative user experience, so they're not going to show that to me. They want to keep me on the platform. Same with games. I haven't owned a PlayStation or Xbox since I was 16, which was 15 years ago. So I never ever see anything related to Xbox and PlayStation games. And it will be the same for you. The algorithm is super smart. They know exactly who you are. And on the flip side, whenever I get a new client, I will start seeing ads for stuff that's related to them that I've never seen in my life before, because now I am becoming relevant in their eyes. So I had a client that was a supplement for dogs. Whenever I was researching their brand, whenever I was going on their website, looking at competitors' websites, I was giving Facebook signals off the platform and on the platform that, hang on, this is a guy who is interested in dogs related stuff. Maybe he is owning a dog, maybe he wants to buy a dog, maybe he knows someone that's got a dog, whatever. I then started seeing ads for things related to dogs, which I'd never seen in my life before. They weren't just showing me something in the past trying to go, oh, lots of people have dogs, let's see if he's interested. They just don't show you because you're not showing any intent that would suggest you are interested in these things. And not just that, the interests that you're using themselves are broad. So Facebook removed the expand all interests button. They didn't remove the feature, they just removed the button to allow you to manually deselect it. They now have all interests, mandatory having the expand interest feature, which means they're essentially broad. You're maybe giving them an initial signal, but they're doing what they like anyway. So you may as well go broad and pay less CPM and get a cheaper result, because it's going to go off and do what it wants. And like I said earlier, Facebook is smarter than you and me as marketers. Meta have had some of the best minds in the world, and spent billions developing their algorithms and their AI technology. So to think that some rudimentary means of selecting interests is what is required to be able for your ads to find the right people, it's just very, very short-sighted. I mean, their AI is able to read your ads, it's able to read your videos, your images, you'll be able to crawl your website, other people's websites. They have all this data on what you're selling. The AI knows exactly what you're selling, exactly what sub-niche it is, what specific ingredients, in my case, they're offering, who is researching those specific ingredients. They can get all that just from looking at the label that's on my website. You know, they are scanning absolutely everything. They know exactly what you have, what you're selling, and of course, who to show it to, because they have the advanced matching of people's behavior on and off the platform. Again, another example I can give you. So I was speaking to a rep just this week about disapproved ads I was having, ad rejections, automatically done by the algorithm. And he was telling me, you know, it is so in depth and they're playing it safe because you are selling something that is in a great area. So I'm selling a supplement to sleep that is very, very close to pharmaceuticals. They don't want to get it wrong and show something that is an advertiser showing a pharmaceutical, get themselves in trouble, give users bad user experience, health concerns, all that kind of thing. So they're playing it very safe in that specific market. He was telling me that, let's say someone is looking on the web for Valium, like a pharmaceutical drug, and they're buying that from other companies. Nothing related to my ads, they've not done anything on Facebook, but they've been buying it from these companies. Those signals are being sent back to the algorithm. And if they then buy something from my brand, the algorithm is going to flag it and go, hang on, this person, by their behavior, is buying these pharmaceutical drugs. We're not sure, but if he's buying this, maybe he's buying this because it's a pharmaceutical drug. Let's just reject it as a safe case, and then it can go to the minor review. So that same thing is happening when it's trying to find the right people to target. It's taking all these signals, all the behavior off the platform, on the platform, what are they doing, interpreting it, and deciding who to show your ads to. And sure, you still benefit from all that technology by using interest targeting, but you pay more for it in the case of higher CPMs, and you'll also be getting the low-hanging fruit, and eventually the audience is going to dry out. You're not going to have those hot to buy people anymore. So you're better starting with broad and letting Facebook find the people. Maybe it takes long to optimize. Sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it's straight away. But in the long run, you're going to have a more stable campaign, cheaper campaign, and your end business objective is going to be achieved better. You're not going to have to keep testing lots of different new things, always entering the learning phase. You're going to have that stable campaign that can run evergreen because you've done the work of allowing Facebook to go out and find the correct people, and then just use your ad targeting to steer it where it needs to continue going, finding new people. Maybe you refresh it at some point, but it's likely going to have better longevity than some interest campaign that you can exhaust the audience of. And that ties in with what I was saying earlier about broad giving Facebook the best / cheapest route to your ideal end user. If you think about interest, they're effectively excluding people rather than including them. You know, they're excluding all these users on Facebook and only including a few, but they might be excluding the people that are the best people to buy your product. But if you just leave it broad, you're allowing Facebook to go, okay, I can go anywhere I want here, I can choose anyone I want, and I can find the people that are best for this business. They can then find people similar to those people, and over time, as the learning phase is complete, you're going to get more stable, more quality people within that campaign, and you're going to get better results, both in terms of lower CPA, you're going to have lower CPM, so you're going to be showing it to more people, better brand awareness, and ultimately your goal is you're going to be getting a better return for your business. So that really sums up all the points. I definitely recommend implementing broad targeting into your campaigns. I haven't actually used interest targeting really since iOS 14, and it's been working great. I only do some interest targeting because clients still want it. I do still get results from lookalikes. That's one thing that I will still do, but it's low spend. That's not going to be highly scalable. That's just to get some good CPA, some good ROAS. But to scale your campaigns, to get really big spend, big revenue, broad is definitely, in my opinion, the way to go. and really focus on getting better at creative, getting the creative targeted to your end users, grouping creative so that it's helping the algorithm bring the ad sets to the correct people until you find that it's working. And then when you take the post ID, you can put it into a more general campaign. Remember, we are humans, we cannot beat the machine, okay? Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in another video soon.